So, Marshy, this isn't Marshy TV. This is Bungus TV. Get the.
Marshy TV. It's Marshy TV.
Also, what the fuck happened to your hair on my side? What? The viewfinder doesn't. It makes you not have hair. There's no hair on my camera.
Oh my god.
You're bald. I love the white trash aesthetic. Anyway, welcome to Bungus TV. Today's topic: the VRChat currency creator economy.
Creator economy
update. Thank you. Today's special guest, we have the Kiwi. State your full username.
I'm AstralPhnx, aka the Kiwi. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's my thing.
No shit. I just met Astro like about like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, roundabout.
Houston Astros. I met the Houston Astros about like 2 weeks ago in a grape hug, and it was just chill vibes. So I was like, hey, come check out my world in development, and all of a sudden, this creator economy news just hits, and then Astral does an entire analysis over that shit, in which we will talk about here in a bit. But first, I think it's a fucking shit show.
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell me a little bit about it. How long have you been playing VRChat?
So for me, VRChat, I've been on and off since about 2021-ish now, I think. So, you know, on and off, usually depending on what I'm doing. Autistic hyperfixations and all that jazz.
Hell yeah. Another question, Roni and Cheese. I promise it's relevant. How many things have you bought off of VRChat, like off the VRChat platform, because VRChat doesn't offer anything beyond just VRChat Plus?
Yeah, this is a good question, because of course my avatar here is completely custom. I built it using VRChat Studio, rigged it, all of that stuff. This one's still a bit of a work in progress, but like the assets that I'm using here are basically all purchased off of Booth. Like, so Booth has been my go-to source for a number of bits and pieces for building my avatar here. So the outfit and some of the skin texture bits and pieces and all of that. So I have never bought VRChat Plus, for the record, but I have bought multiple things off of Booth at this point, because it's just full of resources for building avatars and stuff like this, particularly for like Vroid and also just having things for Unity and all of that.
Gotcha. In a perfect world where the idea of a creator economy is good, right? And can just like avatar assets can be slapped on the moment that you purchase them. You would, of course, endorse the concept, right?
Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world where you could just buy an asset, whack it on an avatar, and it just it works well, all that stuff, and the creators are getting their dues and stuff, and they're not getting a raw deal and all of that. You know, I mean, you get spoilers for later. In a perfect world like that, like, yeah, I'd be down for that, but like, I also wouldn't want it to fully replace other services at the same time, because creator freedom is a thing, and you know, I imagine there would be limitations to appease the investors.
Yeah. Sorry, that's just me making sure that my tracking is good. Anyway. Christ. So that's perfect world. Unfortunately, VRChat at its core, at least in regards to like avatar assets and whatnot, everything has to be purchased off platform in regards to like avatar creation in order to be applied to avatars. You have to make shit yourself, blah blah blah. In regards to creator companion, or not creator companion, fuck. In regards to
creator economy.
Yeah, in regards to creator economy. In regards to creator economy though, stuff that's out there right now is just, is that a fucking train? No, outside. I hear a train going past my house right now.
They've come for you, Hayden. They've come for you.
My autism is manifesting itself into real life.
Hayden, I have an avatar for you then.
There we go.
Yay.
That's actually perfect for me, Jesus Christ. So it's kind of a bummer because the creator economy update, right? It's in beta for like 2 weeks and then it's just shoved out into the platform. Only a set amount of people actually Yeah, only a set amount of people actually know how to fucking use it. Like, it's honestly one of the biggest bummers of this fucking update.
Right out of the gate, the biggest issue is that the SDK documentation is incredibly limited. I've seen a lot of complaints about that already.
Now, as for credits, right? Whenever the credits are going to be going to creators, there's not going to be any guarantee that there won't be any paywalling, right? That there's not going to be any like advantageous bullshit or whatever.
Well, absolutely not.
And look at me.
Hi, honey. As for like packages and whatnot, there's not going to be really any efficient way to spend those. Like, I don't know if like future updates going to come out to where you can actually purchase avatar assets and it'll be sent to your email or whatever, or like the VRChat stuff is going to be like, it's not going to be a thing anymore because it'll be like VRChat VRChat or whatever, to where you can just purchase stuff in game or something like that.
So what's going on at the moment is they stated that they're rolling out subscriptions at first, and the idea is that this is like to directly compete with Patreon, effectively. That's what they're doing right now. It's an effective to compete with Patreon. Same model with that. You pay a subscription every month, you get perks and benefits and things like that from worlds that utilize it. They are stating that they're planning on introducing other things later, which I presume will extend to like assets and things like that. Whether that involves an SDK that allows them to be applied to avatars either in world or otherwise, who knows? They may add that to Avatars 3.0, they may make Avatars 4.0, or they may just do nothing, and they may just make it a right janky mess. You never know with VRChat at this point, but we know that they're looking at this for the future.
Now, as for the split, right? Because everyone here knows that VRChat is not very keen on pushing stuff out efficiently. Shit is always rushed.
Oh.
Always rushed. There's something that you caught, right? Or at least like you saw some talking about it and then you looked into it. They're claiming a 50-50 split.
Reality, it's a bit more complex. In practice, what's going on is it's effectively a duplicate of the Roblox business model.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
If anyone watching
It's adorable.
if anyone watching is aware of the Roblox business model, you'll know how much of a dumpster fire that is. Creators need 30,000 credits in order to cash out. The exchange rate for cashing credits out is 0.005 US dollars. So that comes up to around 150 USD when you do the maths on that. For their payout. However, this is not counting the transaction fees, because there is a whopping 15.3% transaction fee on credit purchases, which is like sort of transaction fee tax thing, which is massive. And that's also not counting the fact that you can only cash out into PayPal at the moment, which means if you're transferring to your bank, that's another fee on top of that. And also, the biggest issue in general is the fact that, like the Roblox business model, the way that they're doing this is through a digital currency. So the buying power that people have when they're buying credits is stronger than the selling power that creators have when they are selling stuff, when they're selling credits and paying out.
Right.
So effectively, when you buy credits, you get more. You know, like, so I think it's something like 0.0083 or something per credit, whereas cash out is 0.005 per credit. And there's that gap there. And this is exactly how Roblox does it, which, you know, is concerning for a lot of people. They don't disclose the former number as far as I can tell from my research. I may be wrong, but do correct me on that if in the comments if I'm wrong about that. But they do disclose the payout number for Roblox. So it's the same thing here. They don't disclose the pay-in, they do disclose the payout. Arguably the bigger problem with these systems, though, is the fact that in practice, despite not being at all related to, dare I say, cryptocurrencies and all of that bullshit, despite not being at all related to those, the underlying principles of how they function outside of the technical side, so there's no blockchain here, but the way they function is very similar. That is, VRChat is a bank. As they manage a currency, VRChat is a bank. So your ability to cash out relies directly on VRChat's ability to be responsible with their finances and with the money that they're taking that is supposed to go to creators, and actually keeping that aside and not giving it, or not, not doing anything else with it, making sure that 100% will go back to the creators. You have to put the whole system working requires you putting faith in VRChat that they will do that. If they don't do that, then you'll have exactly what has happened in a bajillion crypto crashes that we've had in the past God knows how long. For example, FTX, where they've dipped into the money that they're supposed to be paying back to their customers, and then something goes horribly wrong, and then a bunch of people go to withdraw their money and they can't pay them because the money's gone. Doesn't exist. Right. So the whole point, the fact that this is acting as a virtual bank, means the second you are doing any transactions here, you are putting VRChat and responsible for yourself ever getting money out of this, as opposed to services like Booth, Gumroad, and Patreon, where it's dollars paid in, straight to dollars paid out, and they just take a little cut out of that. There's no bullshit. There's no screwing around with virtual currencies. It's just in, out, boom.
And on top of that, with that said, right, if there are going to be people that remain on trying to use off-platform monetization solutions like Patreon, like Ko-Fi, like what's that one Japanese one?
Booth.
Booth. Yeah, stuff like that.
Stab.
It's going to be a shit show, because I can only assume in time, right, that a lot of creators are going to be like, fuck the cut. Fuck the minimum monetary requirement. I'm just going to use this shit. And it's only going to be a matter of time before VRChat cracks down on that shit.
And the other problem that I should mention is the fact that in order for people to cash out, like the first thing is, in order to be able to even use this program, you have to be a subscriber to VRChat Plus, and this has to be present from the very beginning of your tenure to the very end of your tenure. So it has to continue. If you drop the requirements at any time, so if you lose your VRChat Plus for a month or something, they have the full right to just kick you out of the program, and that can mean all the credits you've earned just go. And in order to withdraw, you also need to fill these requirements. So effectively, creators need to continue maintaining an active VRChat Plus subscription, among all the other things, including some interesting things in the documents stating that they need people to update or upload things semi-regularly or something like that. So they're very handsy with the kind of things you can and can't do here. And I feel like there's a lot of potential for them to just kick out somebody from the program.
Yeah.
And they just be like, what the hell? If they don't pay, if a creator is tight on money and they don't pay their VRChat Plus for a month, that can be their whole store going down.
Yeah, like the entire stock, the entire storefront, like all their worlds and shit can't be monetized anymore. Shit show.
They'd have to apply for verification again, and that's just a bit of a trash fire, because again, you don't have to do this with Patreon, you don't have to do this with you don't have to do this with Coffee, you don't have to do this with Booth, you don't have to do this with Gumroad. It's just a list and go type thing. The
subjectivity is scary, the instability is concerning. And I'm not trying to fearmonger either. These are actual concerns, these are actual issues. Especially whenever there have been instances in the past where staff are not impartial with their judgment in regards to player bans or just neglect in general. Like, say for example,
times where they don't know how to upload things to their own game.
Yeah.
But again, as well, like you mentioned, if you get banned, you lose all your stuff as well. So that's all your credits got as well. You can only cash out credits that are earned. So you can't say, if you are on very close to the cash out point, you can't say buy a decent number of credits and then use that to cash out. No, you have to earn that remaining amount. You'd only cash out credits that you've earned through sales. And I mean, I do kind of understand it because I don't want people cashing it and then cashing out. But why would you do that anyway when the cash out rate is lower than the cash in rate?
Yeah, you'd be losing like what? Because like the cash out, cash in, what 5% off of that. So like buy shit, sell shit. Yeah, you'd be losing money.
Like an ATM fee,
Yeah.
if you think about it.
Yeah, it pretty much
An ATM fee.
I wish I had like the pickup mod. Yeah, by the way, I miss my fucking mods.
Oh yeah.
And then.
I do too.
But yeah, no. It's like, and especially like as world creator stuff. I don't know how the video is going to be organized, but at least like my major concern, right? Because like sure, the percentages suck, the payouts suck, and whatnot. But as like a gameplay concern, I don't know if there's going to be any worlds that are going to get popular in the future that like people that pay the V-Bucks, right? We'll have the bonuses, we'll have the advantages, and like specific.
Don't call them V-Bucks.
VRChat
People
bucks.
are rightfully already concerned about that.
Yeah, and like as a world.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You go ahead. You go ahead.
Because as it stands, people talk about. Some people are like, oh, why would you make? How could you make a social game pay to win? Blah blah blah. You can make anything pay to win if you try hard enough. Just look at what people are doing with Minecraft. Look at the fact that Minecraft pay to win servers exist.
Yeah.
Wait, how can this be a pay to win game when it's social? Like, do you just pay to get more friends?
Literally.
Certain worlds.
I would not.
Effectively, if you're gating popular worlds, you could have it so that people have to pay to get in, like a door fee or something like that.
Yeah.
You start gating the black cat,
Like certain features behind the black cat, like I already saw it in the trailer. There's like a floor is lava thing. It's like, oh, that'd be cool if you could just toggle that. But
the question and the thing that a lot of people are worried about is the fact that it might just really start snowballing down a hill, and it's a bit early to tell at this point. You just kind of you're at the top. You're at the top of the cliff, and you're just kind of looking at it, and you're like, okay, what's going to happen? And it could just stay there, or things could start just slowly rolling down the cliff, and they just go and just crash into a tree or something.
This could possibly be a shit show. I hope we don't fall down the stairs. I hope we do not fall down the stairs. I try my best to remain optimistic.
I've done that.
Like, I'm gonna have a room, right? And there's gonna be a barrier, and you have to spend $30 to get inside.
Yeah.
And there'll be nothing in there.
There's gonna be shit like that.
In the middle, it'll just be like a
as it stands,
into the middle, like just
as it stands, there are already worlds where users get Patreon benefits and things like that, but they're often quite minimal.
Yeah.
And they often don't gate other people out as well. I think a good example I can think of, I don't know if this is the case anymore because this was on the old version, but I remember that I think old version of B Club, for example, had its VIP room or whatever, and you could let users who were not Patreons in if they were your friends or whatever. It's just you'd need someone who was a Patreon to actually go in there in the first place. So there were ways you could go around that, and that was allowed. That was by design, as far as I know.
Yeah.
So this stuff's already present.
Kids to commit credit card theft against their parents. This song is great.
What song is it?
More Than a Feeling.
Oh yeah.
The profit split is gross, like 50-50 for what creators are doing, when other platforms give significantly more than that is utterly ridiculous. At that point, you are kind of disrespecting creators. It's just kind of like, why would they go to other platforms? But of course, why would they, well, not why would they go to other platforms, but why would they come to this platform when the other platforms exist? And I imagine if people catch on to, if VRChat catches on to that people are just not using their platform, they could start trying to find ways to get off these other platforms, which would be really difficult, really difficult, but potentially possible
considering
with a bit of
Chill Out
work.
VR exists.
Yeah.
I still really want to go back to it.
We should.
It could well go like that, but I think the big thing is just the grossness of the profit split. The fact that VRChat is basically handling the payouts at this point, so it all relies on their stability financially. And just the fact that they've just rolled this out with little documentation, a lot of stuff hidden in the fine print and technical documents and legal mumbo jumbo and all of that, and just not being super transparent about it. It's really not gone down super well with a lot of people. Some people defend it, but I think it's the common thing you see with people defending VRChat decisions, and that they have nothing else better to do than just send for everything the staff team does.
Yeah, a lot of people suck the devs, the devs of VRChat dicks. Yes, I said that wrong intentionally because I caught myself saying it wrong, but I went with it anyway because I've been saying a lot of shit wrong recently. Anyway.
I think the last thing in general, though, is just the concern about, because I think this does need to be talked about, as weird as it can make some people, as weird as it can be for some people, I think we do need to be open about the fact that things like not safe for work content and stuff like that are a big part of VRChat's culture. And if they were to make this system the only way to purchase a lot of these things, they could very well start forcefully locking that stuff out in order to appease investors. Like, we've seen it happen before with a bunch of things.
Yeah.
All it takes is some baldy McNose here to say, hey, you have to get this stuff out because otherwise we won't give you money. And then the whole stack starts falling over and you start lopping into a part of the community, which is actually pretty huge. Because like it or not, that is a big thing in VRChat. That is a big thing in VRChat because, yeah, some people find it easy to express themselves on here. Some people are just, horny. Yeah, some people are just horny.
A lot of people have stinky.
But I legitimately know people who use VRChat for that stuff and they were in long-distance relationships and it worked out really well for them. So it's like, if you're gonna start throwing this shit out the window...
Why are you looking at me?
We haven't done that.
No, we haven't done that. But you getting ideas over there? Don't do that.
Nope.
But if you're gonna start... But the point being, if you're gonna start throwing this shit out the window, it's gonna both A, piss off a lot of people, B, it's gonna just be like stamping on the community and culture of VRChat because of how that is quite a big part of it. And C, it's also gonna heavily limit the creativity of users as well, but which, as someone who is very supportive of creatives and things like that, because I can't be very creative myself, brain no good at that, but as someone who is supportive of creators, I think stamping on what they can and can't, stamping down on what they can and can't do is bullshit.
It really is a big fat middle finger to the people that are... Who's texting me on Discord? Silly Billy. So yeah, no, it kind of is a big middle finger. Not you. I love you. But I got a ping from somewhere. It kind of is a big middle finger to creators who want to be able to fulfill their dream of actually making shit. And a lot of the content that I've seen on this upcoming update, this game-changing update, is hey, yeah, this is a way where you can support creators, and they even rope people who make videos into it. I don't see that shit happening.
How are video creators gonna get anything out of this?
I don't know. Say for example, Fia, is she gonna have a certain area to where you can go into her world and you can go see her feet pics or something? If you pay 5 million VRChat bucks.
Pictures of your bunghole in here?
I mean, I have pictures of my bunghole in the bunghole bar, which is my bunghole being the bunghole bar, but not my actual bunghole. But maybe if people pay enough VRChat bucks, they can see my actual bunghole.
VRChat fun bucks.
I'm kidding.
VRChat fun bucks.
For the record, I'm kidding. Anyway, but yeah, no, I think this is a good stopping point. I want to say thank you to AstralPhnx. Everybody go check out AstralPhnx on Twitter. This is the part where I'm gonna showcase.
I also stream on Twitch.
You also stream on Twitch?
Yeah, well, this model's not just for VRChat. I VTube as well because that was part of what I do. This very, all over the place, but
Hell yeah!
Have a look at my channel.
Boom.
Boom.
I'll just throw it up there.
I play a bunch of random shit whenever I feel like it.
If you want to check out her stuff,
schedule,
boom. If you want to check out her stuff, boom. If you want to check out my stuff, you're already here. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
Bungus TV.
Bungus TV. That's not nice. Christ. Okay. Well, that's a good recording.